Welcome into the Analyst in the Armchair, an NFL podcast where one host is obsessed with stats and spreadsheets, and the other just really loves yelling at the TV on game day and has plenty of opinions. Together, Michelle and Nycole dive into player news, weekly matchups, and all the storylines you'll be talking about with your friends. Whether you're a hardcore or casual football fan, they've got something for you.
Welcome into the Analyst and the Armchair. I'm the Analyst part of the show. I'm Michelle. This is Nycole. She is the Armchair. And we are headed in to week 15. And week 14 could not have gone worse for me, personally. And for my picks, I mean, my teams won.
Sure, they did.
Well, I guess the Steelers won. The 49ers were on a bye.
True.
But the Texans won.
That's not your team.
Yeah.
Don't you dare bandwagon now.
But I was rooting for them, for
Sure.
you, because I'm a good friend.
You were.
Like that.
You were.
But my picks last week, because for those of you who are new, we go through and make our picks of who we think are going to win each week, and I did terrible. So
Your worst week yet.
Yeah.
You
Now-
got too much pressure taking the lead again. You were just like, you bombed it.
yeah, I had a 3-game lead on the season against Nycole, but now she's back tied.
We're tied.
We're tied.
That's right.
We got 4 more weeks to go,
Can't wait.
and then we still have to come up with a punishment.
We're very bad about that.
Because I feel like one of us is worried. Like it's every other week where we're like, ooh, now we need to come up
But
with a
we
punishment.
should do it right now because we're literally even right now.
Yeah.
So
Again, we need ideas. So give us those comments.
hit us
YouTube.
up. Is that
Hit
what
us
you're
up,
going to
yeah.
say? Wow.
On YouTube. Give us some comments of what you think the punishment should be for the losers. I wanted to wish a happy birthday to both of our dads.
Yeah.
They both had birthdays. My dad's was this past Monday. Your dad's was on Saturday.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Saturday,
Saturday.
the 6th.
Yeah, I know better than you.
I didn't know what day it was.
So
Sure.
happy birthday to both of our fathers.
To the dads.
To the dads. We have a lot of news to get to, unfortunate news with bad injuries, and then weird news with Phillip Rivers returning to the NFL 5 years later. Very odd, but we'll jump into all of that and then get into our game picks right now.
The opening drive.
Poor Daniel Jones. Having the best year of his career, finally with a team and a fan base that liked him,
Mhm.
and he was thriving. The
Mhm.
Colts were thriving. I mean, they've lost some games recently, but he goes down with a torn Achilles, and poor guy, he looked so upset. And yeah, he might not even be ready for next year. He's trying to get that money. So that stinks. But the team decided, instead of, going with anyone on their roster, which to be fair, their backup Riley Leonard did get hurt last week as well. So he was questionable to play this week.
Sure.
They still have Anthony Richardson dealing with his eye problem or whatever that they made up. So they go and sign Phillip Rivers.
Mm-hmm.
He has not played since 2020. He just turned 44 years old. He started for the Chargers forever. Never could win a Super Bowl. They could never get over that hump. Then he played for the Colts for a hot second before retiring. But the issue with him is that by the end of his career, the way he had to throw the ball, it looked like he had to use all of his body just to like push it, basically. So he already was looking super old
Right.
by the time that happened.
Right.
He has 1 gazillion kids. I think
10, I read.
Yeah, 10.
And a grandchild.
Yeah, he's a grandfather. I don't know what to expect here. I mean, he's gonna get hit and not like that.
Yeah, this is so bizarre to me. I mean, out of all the people in the world that have played professional football in the last 5 years, 4 years, 2 years, you couldn't pick anybody that was a little bit younger.
Yeah.
I guess the Colts are just riding that Steelers train of like, let's just go get an old guy that's pretty good.
This
and
is
see
like
what
bringing back
happens.
Ben Roethlisberger because they were drafted in the same year.
Wow.
Yeah. Zach Ertz towards the ACL.
So sad.
We're not laughing at that.
No.
That was really, really sad. He seemed like he knew it was probably the end of his NFL career. It was already getting there anyways. Jaden Daniels dealing with an elbow injury again. So he's going to be out this week. So Commanders just fell apart this year, but poor Zach Ertz. I will drink one. I'll drink a sip for him.
Okay, you do that. I wore my Commanders. What is this? Not a hoodie, but a
Sweatshirt.
I love a hoodie. A sweatshirt. In camaraderie with him. That was so sad.
Yeah, that was.
And for them to lose 31-0.
Heartbreaking injuries right there with Daniel Jones and Zach Ertz. T. Higgins should have been out of the game, but he kept going in and out and in and out. So clearly got concussed. But I guess he kept passing. And then after the game, they're like, you know what? He does have symptoms. So he's going to go into concussion protocol. I very much doubt he plays again this year because this is now 2 concussions in the last month. And what are you coming back for?
Right. Like, why put yourself in a position to get like
You get 3 and
severely hurt?
yeah.
Right. Like, just probably not worth it at this point in the season. Even though the Bengals, played pretty well last week.
Yeah, I guess. But
I mean, they had the Bills having to come back to win the game.
That's
so
true.
I thought it was pretty good.
that was back-to-back interceptions by Joe Burrow. It was crazy.
Well, not great.
Crazy. Yeah, and that pretty much ended their season. So I'm sorry to Bengals fans who had hope. Shedeur Sanders, it's reported that he will remain the Browns' starting quarterback the rest of the season and have a shot to try to earn his role, I guess, in the future.
I mean,
here.
he might as well. He had over 300 yards?
350 passing yards, 4 touchdowns.
Yeah,
They
insane.
still lost them.
And they still couldn't win the game. So
Yeah, all of a sudden their defense forgot how to play as soon as their offense could do something.
at home.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of those games we both picked the Browns at home.
Against the Titans.
Bad.
The
Embarrassing.
Titans can't do anything against anyone, but against the Browns defense at home. I do think at this point, the Browns defense is only playing to get Myles Garrett sacks to break the record. I don't think they're playing against the run whatsoever. It's just, and that's why Tony Pollard
Do we know
destroyed them.
how close he is?
He needs I think 3.
Oh,
He's at 20. So,
Okay.
and he needs to get to 23 to beat the record. But the last 4 games for the Browns, Bears, Bills, Steelers, Bengals, some easy defenses in there, especially the Bears, Steelers, and Bengals. So he has a chance to prove himself.
Yeah.
The issue is the Browns have multiple first-round picks next year because they made a smart decision last year and traded down in the draft. So, and they just seem to hate Shedeur.
Apparently, yeah. I don't
like the fact that he was going off and then for the 2-point conversion to win the game, they're like, you know what, or to tie the game.
We're gonna have you watch.
Yeah, they were like, we're gonna do the stupidest play ever. Now maybe they're trying to lose so they can get a better pick next year. And I say smart.
Could have been. I
But-
guess that was a good way to disguise it, but
Yeah.
it still seemed ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, we have 16 games to get into, so we need to just dive into this right now because there's no teams on bye. We're going to get into all of them. Some will get into more detail than the other, but there's some really, really good games this week that's going to determine some playoff pictures here moving forward. We'll get into that right now.
Between the 20s.
We have amazing games this week. And the first game I want to start with is the Lions at the Rams, because right now the Lions are not in the playoffs. They're sitting as the 8th seed in the NFC because so many teams have such a good record. I mean, the Bears fell from number 1 to number 7 with just 1 loss, and they have 9 wins sitting at the 7th seed. So this is going to be hard for the Lions to get in, and this is a really, really hard matchup. You're going with the Rams. I'm going with the Lions.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. The Rams have been so consistent. And I know they lost that game a couple weeks ago and everybody was like freaking out about it. Matthew Stafford didn't look great, but they came back last week, played like the Rams have been playing all year long. The problem is the Lions have been kind of streaky as of late. They'll have one good game and then they'll fall apart the next, right? And so I just think it's iffy to pick the Lions this week. Now, I think as long as the Rams can hold Jahmyr Gibbs, who is having an amazing season.
So good.
I mean, such a good season. If they can keep him to a respectable 70, 80 yards, I think they have a really good shot to win this game.
I do think the Lions are missing Sam Laporta greatly to have that presence over the middle of the field. I don't know if Brock Wright will be back, their backup tight end, but it's sad to say they need him back. They need him back. But Jahmyr Gibbs, like you said, is doing awesome. I am going to pick the Lions just because I think they're just much more desperate for this win. I mean, if they lose this game, their playoff hopes are really dwindling here. And I just can't picture the Lions not making it. Like, their offense is too good. They're the number 1 offense in the league in offense points per game. The Rams are second, right? So I do think they can keep up with offense. It comes down to they do have so many defensive injuries, and they're really good safety. Just tore his Achilles last week too. So yeah, the Rams should have a good game, but I'm going to go with the Lions just because I think they're more desperate for a win here. And the Rams are the number 1 seed. They can afford to lose again.
Sure. I just don't think they do. I think they have enough. They've been playing with enough discipline this year that I don't see them just losing a game because they don't need to win it.
Well, I know, but they just also lost to the Panthers, so it wasn't that much
Listen, I
different.
said it's one of those random
Yeah.
games that you're like, how did that happen on paper? But it just did.
Yeah, I just think the Lions are a really good team, even though with the injuries.
Listen, I think this is the year of teams not making the playoffs that you think should make the playoffs,
Yeah,
or
that's right.
quote unquote do make the playoffs, just
To
as
start
a matter of principle.
to start the year, if I told you the Ravens, the Chiefs, and the Lions are not currently in playoff contention at the moment in week 15.
A couple of those I would have been excited about,
Well, yeah.
but yeah,
crazy.
shocking.
Yeah.
Shocking.
What two would you have been excited about?
Well, obviously the Ravens and the Chiefs. I like the
Very good.
Lions. I do.
Yeah,
I
me
just don't
too.
think they're going to win this game.
I think the most exciting game of the week could be the Bills versus Patriots.
Absolutely.
It's going to be, I think it'll be pretty low scoring. By low scoring, I mean like what it was last time, 23-20. And that's low scoring for these teams.
Mhm.
I think it's going to be really, really tough for Drake May against the Bills defense. And Josh Allen on the road this year has not been that great. I mean, the Bills record on the road versus at home over the last 2 seasons are drastically different. I'm still going with the Bills, though. I think they're the better team overall. I trust Josh Allen in this offense more than the Patriots. And the Patriots just have the easiest schedule of all time that you
Sure.
could possibly have. I mean, they faced 8 of the 10 teams that currently have 4 or fewer wins this year.
Mhm.
So it's every terrible team in the league they got to face this year.
Yeah. And you're not wrong. I mean, yes, in all the stats and all the things that people do analytics wise, I mean, yeah, their schedule has been quote unquote the easiest in the league. I think this game is a chance for them to prove their legitimacy in the organization, right? I think the Patriots have to come in and shut down Cook. That's a must if they want to have a chance to even win this game. I think the difference is Drake May has been so precise. Do you know who has more touchdowns this year? Josh Allen or Drake May?
Well, overall, Josh Allen, but passing, is it Drake May? I don't know.
Yes.
Okay.
Interceptions, who has more?
Definitely Allen.
So I'm just saying, like Josh Allen is great.
We have to count rushing touchdowns.
Sure. Yes, of course. Drake May maybe has one. I don't even know. I'm just giving him the benefit of the doubt.
Allen has 12.
Yes. I mean, yes, he's great at running the ball and getting a touchdown. That's amazing for him. But that doesn't translate to winning games.
Does it not?
No, they have a worse record, and Drake May doesn't have as many. So, like,
again, he hasn't got to face the easiest schedule of all time.
I understand that, but you every week choose the Bills, no matter who they're playing, no matter what anything, because you're like, I believe in Josh Allen. Well, guess what? Why? Like, I believe in Drake May. How about that? Right?
I think Josh Allen is having a better year than Drake May.
Okay. I think also the Patriots are coming in off of their bye week.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They finally got it. I think it's insane that people get a bye week in week 14.
Mm-hmm.
That's so late. But I think that's going to be to their advantage. The Bills, like I said earlier, are coming off of that come from behind win.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's not going to be good for them against the worst defense in the league in the Bengals.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm just saying that doesn't bode well for them coming into this game.
It doesn't. And I don't think Drake May would throw the 2 interceptions like what happened. Like what happened to Joe Burrow, it was both at the line of scrimmage too. It wasn't like bad, like, it wasn't like these coverage interceptions. So they were a little fluky. But I think the Bills I think the Bills got this one in a close game. I mean, we have to remember last time that they played, they only lost by 3 points.
Mm-hmm.
And they had 3 giveaways in that game.
Yeah. It's going to be a close game.
Yeah,
don't get me
the
wrong.
Patriots scored 10 points off of those 3 giveaways. So, and they only won by 3.
Mm-hmm.
So as long as Josh Allen doesn't continue to turn over the ball, and the Patriots only have like 3 takeaways on defense over the last 5 weeks. So they've been struggling in that area.
We'll see. I do think this is close. Yeah, this is a very, very good game this week.
And Vegas agrees that it's going to be very close because the Bills are 1.5-point favorites, but being 1.5-point favorites on the road against a team that has a better record than you, that's pretty impressive.
It is. Yeah. I'm not saying the Bills are bad. I just don't think they're going to win this game.
Okay. That will be our real close one.
Yeah,
we're going to be on the driver's seat for that one. We got another good divisional game. Chargers versus the Chiefs. Come on, Chargers. Do your thing and knock out the Chiefs of the playoffs, please. I know it's not like official if they lose, they're not officially eliminated, but Oh, 8 losses for the Chiefs would be absolutely amazing. I know you're picking the Chiefs, but you're going to kind of be rooting for the Chargers.
Oh, I'm 1,000% rooting for the Chargers. I love to hate on the Chiefs. I just really, really do.
It's so fun.
Can we just take a moment to enjoy the fact, you know what I'm
Cheers.
going to say?
Yes.
That the Chiefs and the Dolphins have the same record.
I thought
I hope everybody is just like, that's so nice. It's so, so nice.
I thought you were going to talk up your Texans beating them.
I haven't
That's what
gotten
I-
there yet.
Okay.
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 Here's the thing. I have to pick the Chiefs for a few reasons, but I do want to say the Chiefs, Spagnuolo last week should have won them that game with the defense that they came out with in the second half of that game. Houston, I'll just say it, was embarrassing offensively in the third quarter. Thank goodness my babies don't need 4 quarters to win the game. They only needed 3. So luckily, they played really well the first half. I think they went into the locker room 10-0.
Mhm.
I think that was the first time the Chiefs had been shut out in the first half in a long time.
Mm.
I'd have to look it up and get all the fun numbers and stats for you, but look it up. Way to go, Texans. The thing is, the Chiefs have to take care of the ball more, right? First of all, Patrick Mahomes looks terrible, but everybody on offense trying to catch balls looks terrible. Like everybody just is really bad right now. I think the reason I chose the Chiefs is they don't lose at home in back-to-back games. It's happened once in the Mahomes era, and that was in 2019, weeks 5 and 6 against the Texans and Colts.
Mhm.
It just doesn't happen. And so for that reason, I think Travis Kelce is going to come in, be locked in for this game. He was so mad last week, and I loved it. I think the Chiefs have to win this game, and they're going to.
But I keep saying that about the Chiefs, right? I said that against the Cowboys. They're going to have to win. I said it against, well, actually, I think I picked the Cowboys in that game. And I won that one. But still, then they lose that. And it's like, okay, well, they're not going to lose at home against the Texans. Like
That
they
was
have
your
to figure
bad.
it out. Yeah.
That was your bad.
And I just thought they'd be pulling out more wins, and they're not doing it because they keep making mistakes that they don't normally make. However, it's not what they don't normally make, I will say also. Because last year they were 15-2, and all year long I was screaming, they are the luckiest team to ever exist last year. Everything they needed to go their way went their way. Now that's not happening this year, and they're losing games. They went on a 17-game streak of winning 1 possession games entering the season.
Wow.
It was an NFL history longest streak ever. Like it was insane, and they were getting so lucky. Now this year they are 1-6 in 1 possession games, because things aren't just bouncing their way every time.
Right.
So sooner or later, I knew that luck had to turn around, and it just turned around here. They have no run game either. They really had to fix that in the offseason. They lost another tackle, so they're down to their 3rd string tackle, who played well in the first game, but let's see if he can keep playing well.
Yeah.
And the Chargers have a Marion Hampton back, so that's why I'm going with the Chargers. But I this is one I don't feel great about. Right? It's not like Justin Herbert and this Chargers team look good against the Eagles.
Right.
The Eagles just were that bad.
So bad.
Yeah. So the Chiefs are actually 4.5-point favorites.
And that feels like a lot.
That feels like a lot.
That feels like a lot.
I think if they win, it's by a field goal at the end of the game.
Agreed.
And if Bucker, I would love him to miss a game.
Oh my gosh, that's like when he missed that one going into the locker room, and it made me so, and it doinked. I mean,
Yeah.
It literally. Oh, it couldn't have been better.
I saw a TikTok. I said every time Harrison Butker misses a field goal, a woman gets her degree.
That's amazing. I texted my brother something similar when that happened.
It
So.
was so great. He's missed 8 field goals / extra points this year, tied for the most in the league. Love it.
Karma.
Keep missing them, buddy. Packers versus the Broncos. This is such an interesting one because these two teams, we both, I think, they're a little overrated. I mean, I'm more on the Packers are overrated than you are. But then the Broncos too, both of their records seem better than what you're watching on TV when they play, right? The Packers the last 2 weeks have been playing very well against the Lions, the Bears, for sure. I don't want to take that away from them. But, they lost to the Panthers. They lost to the Browns. They lost to the Eagles, which that was the Eagles' last win, I think, or one of them. They've lost 3 in a row. So the Broncos, on the other hand, have won 10 straight.
Yeah.
A lot of easy matchups in there, but I mean, they beat the Texans, they beat the Chiefs, They beat the Eagles. Those are really the only good teams in there. But this is going to be a tough one. Who you got?
I mean, I'm taking the Packers. I think this is, again, one of those that really could go either way based on a few matchups, things happening. This will be a close game, but I think the Packers can expose the Broncos. Their record is misleading. I mean, it makes them seem way better than I really do think they are.
Yeah.
Now, they've won their last 5 games by 1 score or less. Okay? Listen to the teams. Texans, which the Texans shouldn't have lost that game.
If CJ Stroud didn't get hurt in that game, they would have lost.
Right. Raiders, Chiefs, Commanders, Raiders.
Yeah.
How many of those teams, the last 4, have a winning record right now?
None.
0. Okay. So they're only winning games by 1 score against teams that have losing records. Like, I mean, similar to how you feel about the Patriots and their record and being misleading, I kind of feel that way about the Broncos, right? Now, their defense is scary when it comes to pressuring the quarterback. That is not good news for Jordan Love, who is terrible at being pressured. Like, he's just not good. That's a really big key for the Packers winning this game, is Jordan Love not giving up the ball when he's getting pressured. Yeah. I mean, I think Bo Nix, though, they have to pressure him early. I think this could be a really fun, exciting game for Micah Parsons. But this is one of those games that I had a hard time figuring out who I was going to go for, and ultimately I have to go with the Packers, who I think are more consistent, whereas the Broncos are a little more misleading.
So I went with the Broncos, and a big reason for this is because the game's in Denver. If the game was in Lambeau, I would think, yeah, the Broncos offense probably can't do enough. But at home, I think they can do enough. It's crazy right now. Jordan Love is now 3rd in MVP odds. He has 22 passing touchdowns, and he doesn't score rushing touchdowns. You're telling me a guy who's not even on pace to score 30 touchdowns is MVP? He's the most overrated quarterback of all time. And 7 of those 22 have come in the last 2 weeks, which, yeah, he's had 2 good games against the Lions and the Bears. Terrible defenses, terrible secondaries. Like, cool, good job. I'm not taking that away from you. Right. You did what you had to do, but like, you have an amazing defense, and that's why you won a lot of games. You couldn't even win against the Eagles when your defense kept them to 10 points. Yeah. Get out of here with this Jordan Love MVP. Insane. And he's going to get rattled this week. So one thing the Lions and Bears do not have is a pass rush. And this week, he's going to go up against the Broncos, who have an elite pass rush, and they're going to get after him. Yep. Guess who's the 5th worst in the league when he's pressured this year? It's Jordan Love. He has the 5th lowest passer rating under pressure among 34 qualified quarterbacks. He's completing only 41% of passes, 4.7 passing yards per attempt, only 1 touchdown under pressure this year. And again, like I said, the 5th worst passer rating under pressure. So Broncos are going to get after him. Now, maybe the Packers can play really good defense and keep the Broncos score low, and one bad bounce of the ball could go. But I think this game is going to be close, and I think at the end, Jordan Love's going to make a mistake to lose the game.
It really could go either way. This is one of those.
Do you see now, though, how overrated Jordan Love is, that he's 3rd in MVP voting right now?
Oh, well, that's ridiculous.
Or it might be, yeah, they're over Josh Allen right now. Josh Allen has 35 touchdowns on the season.
Yeah.
Take Josh Allen away from the Bills, they might have 4 wins this year.
Yes.
And Malik Willis comes in, and the Packers offense looks better sometimes with him. Like, I can't.
So who's 1st and 2nd then? In the
Stafford and May.
Oh, well, okay. Yeah. Stafford definitely.
Unless Stafford falls apart here, it seems like he pretty much has it locked up, especially because he's older. He's almost going to retire. Like, they're going to give it to him if it's even close. But the Packers are 2.5-point favorites in this game. So Vegas agrees with you. But I'm going with the Broncos. This one we're also different on. And then we have a lot of the same going. It's just like these big games. The Ravens against the Bengals. You are going with the Bengals again. They did just beat them 2 weeks ago by a lot. I am going to go with the Ravens. So I thought they looked good last week against the Steelers. They just kept messing up. Like, Lamar looked much better.
That makes them look bad.
Well, yeah, but like they had all the right things going. They just kept making stupid mistakes. Lamar Jackson looked much better. He was running all of a sudden, so maybe he's healthier.
Not well.
Oh, he's running great. He's running all over the place.
Okay.
Derrick Henry was running well. They just Derrick Henry missed. It was just like right there, and it was just a little too short. That would have went off for a touchdown to take the lead at the end of the game. Isaiah Likely takes 5 steps in the end zone, and they tell him he doesn't catch the ball.
That was ridiculous.
I know it was only 2. Obviously, I'm a Steelers fan. I was rooting for that, but it looked like a touchdown to me.
Sure.
Yeah, but I love it because I hate the Ravens. But I'm taking the Ravens to win this game.
Okay. I'm not. I'm taking the Bengals. I mean, I know T. Higgins is out, but I don't think that
He was out last game.
Right. But I don't think that necessarily matters. I think in this case, where we're at in the season, what's happening right now, Bengals really have nothing to lose, right? They're not doing anything. They're not going to the playoffs, whatever. The Ravens do. And I think that puts a lot more pressure on them. And they have not been playing well. I mean, they had that terrible start to the season. They had that little run, middle recently, and then they've lost a few games here recently. And so they're inconsistent. I love Joe Burrow being back. I would love for him to throw Jamar Chase about 3 touchdowns this week, not because I have him in fantasy or anything. But I just think they look good right now. Lamar, I mean, he made the Steelers defense look good. And
He didn't, though.
he did. And that's embarrassing because the Steelers defense is not good this year. I mean, they're just not. They're ranked 28th in total yards. 28th, the Steelers. That's embarrassing. Poor Pat. He's so mad at me right now. But I mean, I just don't think they should have lost that game, but it's because I don't think the Ravens, something's not right. Like, they just don't look right. And I know you said Lamar played better last week, but again, I don't think he looked like Lamar, the Lamar we're used to, right? I just think, it's going to come down to Joe Burrow utilizing some of these other folks on offense with T. Higgins out. And I think they could go in and win this game.
My thing is, I think 2 weeks ago when they played, I think they were so excited that Burrow was back for the first time.
Yeah.
The defense played well. They were so pumped. I think that's kind of worn off now. The Bills, they should have won that game, but they allowed 39 points, right? I mean, I guess one was a pick 6, so
Sure.
32 points on defense.
Right.
Their defense is just so bad. And
It is.
I think Isaiah Likely, if you play fantasy football and you need a tight end this week, he's going to go absolutely off. And Derrick Henry will go off, and Lamar Jackson will have a good game. So I think the Ravens win that one. They have to. I mean, the rest of their schedule, if they want to have a chance at this division, they play the Patriots after that, the Packers in Green Bay after that, and then play at Pittsburgh for the final week.
Yeah.
So they're 2.5-point favorites against the Bengals. I like it. I'll take it.
That's much closer than you thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
2.5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they win by 7.
Taking the Bengals. So.
Okay. Dolphins versus Steelers. This is the first game that we have the same team.
And I'm so sad. I picked the Steelers. I hate to pick the Steelers. And I feel like the last 2 times I picked them this year, they lost. So maybe it's wishful thinking. I don't know. But Miami's only 1 game behind the Steelers, which just
they've won 4 straight.
In the world just sounds crazy
Yeah.
to say out loud. But the thing is, I don't trust Tua. Even though, again, I don't think the Steelers defense is like scary or really exciting, but there's something about the Dolphins that I will always in the back of my mind have a bias towards them winning games, especially in Pittsburgh this week.
Yeah, they've only won 2 games on the road this year against the Jets and against the Falcons. So
Right.
now they did destroy them, and I'm not saying the Steelers are like this great team that can't be beat at home. But I would be more scared if we're going into Miami because I feel like every time the Steelers go into Miami, the Steelers lose. But they need to keep up in the division. I do think like Aaron Rodgers made it a point to throw deep last week, to hit DK Metcalf. Keep doing that. They need to run more often too. Use Kenneth Gainwell more, please. Like, he's a better running back than Jalen Warren.
He really is.
Like, he's so good. I don't know why they don't use him more. And, Devin Achan's a little bit banged up. It does look like he's good to go. But with the rib injury, Achan is going to have such a good game. Like, he will. But as long as they don't let him go for like 200 yards or something, I think they can handle this. But Achan is a beast.
He really is. Yeah, he's great to have in fantasy.
Remember when you made fun of me for keeping him? So did my dad.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
And I was wrong.
Yeah, you were. Thanks. admitted
I think you've said that about 7 times in the last 5 weeks.
Yeah, I did. Or throughout the year, at least 12 times I've said it. Arizona Cardinals versus your Houston Texans. We are both taking the Texans.
Because you're finally jumping on the train. The Texans
I'm
train.
not finally jumping on the train. I picked them to beat the Colts. I did not pick.
Okay. Way to go. You picked one right.
I
once.
picked them to beat the Jags, Titans, and Colts. I did not pick them to beat the Bills or the Chiefs.
That's right. That's right. Can we just, man, this team, man, they're playing so good right now.
On defense.
Now, I think this is the perfect week for them to have a team like the Cardinals because the offense, we got to get something going. We have to. And so Woody Marks, he's been good. He's not getting enough yards every play. Like he's just getting 1, 2, 2, 3, right?
I was shocked by his inefficiency this last game because I feel like watching it on TV, he was having better runs than what his final stats came out to be.
Oh, he had the ball all of the time, but then you looked at his stats and he had what, like, was it 92 yards? It was something like
68 on the ground for 26 carries, but he felt like he was running well. So I was confused by that.
Right. And it just felt like he always had the ball, but wasn't going anywhere with it. Right. And so they've got to figure that out. They've got to figure out ways to get him more yards. I think the other thing is figuring out how to get the ball. They played with Higgins so well 2 weeks ago. And then last week, I think he had 1, maybe 2 catches in the game. And so
they were good catches though.
Now, listen, the thing I will say, I know everybody is giving CJ such a hard time. He was throwing dimes.
2 of his best throws I've seen this season were
Oh my
in last
gosh.
week's game.
Like how he got the ball, where he got it, key first downs against the Chiefs last week. I mean, I was very, very impressed with the way they played that game in totality. Now this week, I'm really glad we have the Cardinals to figure out some of that offense going into the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, if they still can only score like 20 points against the Cardinals, you just have to start to get worried. Like this should be a game that they can put up a 30 burger. Like
30 burger.
They have to do it. As soon as it came out of my mouth, I was like, I don't say that.
Wow. I'm not going to stop thinking about that for like 2 weeks. Yeah, I mean that's the advantage they have, right? The defense is so insane that you can score 20 points and win a game.
Yeah. But in the playoffs, that's going to be really hard to do. So I want to see them against a really bad defense like the Cardinals.
We'll see.
Come out.
Yeah.
I need CJ Stroud to show me more.
He's doing it.
He needs to be more consistent.
Okay.
Colts versus the Seahawks. Mr. Phillip Rivers coming back if he plays this week. I guess we don't even know. I mean, he's still technically on the practice squad. But if he were to have to play this week against the Seahawks, that's an unfortunate matchup in Seattle.
Yeah, not great.
Very unfortunate. You're not even going to know the plays, let alone you're going to have to learn silent count in Seattle with how loud that's going to be. The Colts have also lost 4 of their last 5 games, all of their last 3 games. And it just seems like they're kind of falling apart. Sauce Gardner's injured. Their defense is just falling apart. The Seahawks are going to win this game.
Yeah, I don't think there's a question. Whoever the quarterback is, you don't know what you're getting for the Colts.
Seahawks are 13.5 point favorites. That's way more than I thought. I mean, we're talking about an 8-5 team here for the Colts.
Yes, but that's because their offense starting out the year was so good.
Yeah.
And now their defense isn't able to keep up. And so I think that spread is right. I mean, that's 2 touchdowns. I don't think even that's a question, really.
I mean, their last 2 games, they have won by 26 and 27.
Yeah, I mean, the Seahawks were bad last week
one.
in the first half of the game. And then I looked and they won 37 to something. And I'm like, how did they score all of those points? Like, it was just like boom, boom, boom. Like for them to score, it didn't take anything. So yeah, I think for this game, this matchup, you know what you're getting with the Seahawks, and the Colts are a huge question mark. You have to go with the Seahawks.
Yeah, the Seahawks got lucky their last 4 games with the schedule. The Titans, the Vikings, the Falcons, and the Colts without Daniel Jones, and when they're falling apart.
Mm-hmm.
Now, their last 3 games, Rams, Panthers, 49ers could be interesting.
Yeah.
We'll see, but I don't think they're going to have much of issue.
They shouldn't.
Winning this
If
game.
they do, there's a problem. Yeah.
That was the end of the good games. We'll run through the rest of these games. Now, the Panthers-Saints is actually pretty interesting, right? Because the Saints won last week against Tampa Bay, which means that the Panthers are now tied with Tampa Bay for the lead in the division. Tampa Bay currently holds the tiebreaker due to common games tiebreaker But, the Bucks end up losing to the Falcons. Or, I mean, these two teams have to still play against each other twice this year, the Panthers and the Bucks. It's going to be an interesting ending, but I'm going to take the Saints to win.
And I don't know why.
Because I don't trust the Panthers, and I don't trust them on the road.
Okay.
The Saints have been weirdly good randomly. Like, their defense randomly decides to be stingy, and they, last week Tyler Shough was running all over the place. No one thought they're going to beat the Buccaneers in Tampa Bay. I think Tyler Shough is right now interviewing to keep this starting job next year, and is going to just keep obviously trying to play all out. But I just don't trust the Panthers. That's really what it comes down to.
Yeah, and I think I have no reason to not trust the Panthers in this game. Sure, the Saints have won a few games that you're like, head scratcher, how did they beat Tampa Bay? But Tampa Bay does not look good, and
No,
they
they
haven't for weeks. And so for me, that's not like a game like that is not that surprising that the Saints could go in there and win. So for me, this is more about the momentum that the Panthers have than the Saints winning a one-off game, against Tampa Bay.
So the Panthers have a negative 50-point differential this year. They're the only team this season above 500 with that worse of a point differential. Third team in the last 10 seasons with a winning record through the first 13 games of the season with a point differential of negative 50 or worse. So it's like I don't trust Bryce Young. 1 week he could throw 3 touchdowns. 1 week he could throw 0 and 3 interceptions. And that's really what it comes down to. I think the Saints defense has been playing so much better.
Sure. I mean, you're not wrong. I think the confusing thing about the Panthers is they went to Green Bay and won.
Yeah.
Okay. Last week, they beat the Rams.
Mm-hmm.
Or 2 weeks ago because they were on bye last week. That's confusing, right? So, I mean, I see no reason why the Saints should win this game.
Yeah. I feel it.
Okay.
That's my
analyst part. I love your gut because it's usually wrong.
Shut up. The Saints are 2.5-point underdogs at home. So Panthers 2.5-point favorites. That's not by much though. You're acting like it's I'm crazy for taking the Saints. Vegas thinks it's gonna be close.
Okay. I think the Panthers win. Doesn't matter.
Now we have a Thursday night football game with the NFC South involved. The Falcons versus the Buccaneers. Falcons have just, what a disappointing year for them. Yeah. Poor fans who came in with all this hope. But we're both taking the Bucs. I know they haven't been good lately. They have lost 4 out of the last 5 games, barely beat the Cardinals in their one win that they did win. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I think getting Mike Evans back is going to be huge for this offense. It's going to help out Emeka Egbuka not have to be the main guy. Maybe he can learn how to catch again. That would be awesome. And then it should help out the running game too. And obviously it's going to help out Baker and, when they get in the red zone and all that. So I think Mike Evans coming back is massive.
Oh, I think it's huge for Tampa Bay. I mean, they need some kind of something to get them a little more fired up. Just like for the Bengals, it was, hey, we've got our guy Joe Burrow back. Let's go out and play some football. I think this is the same for the Bucs this week. They're going to see Mike Evans out there and be really stoked, come in and win this game.
And remember the whole cycle with Baker,
Yeah.
It's been bad. People are talking bad. He's going to go play. I think so. And no one cares about my fantasy team, but I have to decide between Baker Mayfield or Jared Goff. I think I'm going to go with Baker. And then cry about it once
I can't wait to hear it.
Okay. Titans versus the 49ers. We're both going the 49ers. We get it. The Titans won last week against the Browns. It was impressive to go into Cleveland, put up 31 points. And Shedeur Sanders had a great game too, and you still won. Tony Pollard had a massive game. Great. The 49ers, I think, are going to beat up on the Titans pretty good at home. And they're coming off a bye. If the 49ers lose this game, I'm going to be highly embarrassed.
I will too, mainly because that means that Brock didn't play well and Kittle didn't play well, and that means my fantasy team did not do well.
Well, I don't know. Shedeur Sanders had an amazing game.
That's
Harold Fana Jr. did too.
True.
And
true. So maybe, maybe they'll crush it, and whatever the outcome is, I can live with. But yeah, I think this is just one of those ones. The Titans winning last week was kind of I don't want to say a fluke, but
it was 2 bad teams against each other.
You're going to win a few games no matter what in the league, right? So, and 49ers are coming off some rest, which they've all been hurt all year long. So that's probably nice for them.
Yeah, they desperately needed that bye. Now they still are missing some of their best pieces, and they will be the rest of the year. So we'll see what they can do in the playoffs. But the rest of their schedule, they still have a shot at the number 1 seed. And
Exciting.
I'm not giving up on that yet. Although I really need the Rams to lose this week to the Lions. And we already said the Seahawks really probably aren't going to lose to the Colts.
Right,
So
right.
that is unfortunate. Raiders versus the Eagles. Eagles, man.
But it feels bad to pick them because the way they're playing.
Oh, yeah.
But they're playing the Raiders.
But the
which-
Raiders are that bad that you're going
Yeah.
to pick the Eagles. But 3 straight losses by the Eagles. And since like that first half of the Cowboys game up 21-0, you're like, look at them. They're killing it. Since that second half coming out, they have been atrocious.
Mhm.
Atrocious. They've been so bad. And, AJ Brown's getting his touches. Good for you, bro. That's what you wanted. Now you get to lose some games because you're so miserable when you weren't getting your stats and winning. They need to, for this game, give Saquon Barkley 30 carries.
Yeah.
Look, you fed him last week. He had a really good game. No, you did end up losing because Jalen Hurts couldn't stop turning over the ball.
What, 3 he had?
Yeah.
Bad.
Go into overtime and all that. But just feed Saquon Barkley and you're going to beat the Raiders. The Raiders defense is so bad. They've been letting all running backs destroy them over the last month. Just feed Saquon. That's all I have to say about this game.
And I agree. I concur.
And we don't know who the quarterback will be for the Raiders. I don't know if it'll be Geno Smith back or Kenny Pickett. It doesn't matter. The Eagles are 11.5 point favorites. I don't know if I can trust them to win by 11.5 points.
That feels scary to me.
No.
Oof.
The last really bad team they faced were the Giants, and they did win by 18. But then they faced the Vikings, only won by 6. Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, this could. I hope it's not for the Eagles' sake. This could be one of those games that you're like, why did they lose that game?
Hurts had 4 interceptions last week. 5 total.
4?
5 giveaways, 4 interceptions.
Oh man, I thought it was 3. Yikes.
Yeah.
Not good.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got to.
I think
figure
you and I both had a little too many hot, what are they called? Hot toddies around the fire while we're watching that game.
Oh, yeah, cider. Yeah.
What are they called? Hot toddies?
I don't know. I just made it up. I don't think it has a
The
name.
cider with the whiskey.
Spiked cider.
Oh my god.
That's
It's
what I
called a
call
hot
it.
toddy, I think.
Okay, I forgot you were a bourbon connoisseur.
I'm not, just that's the name of it. Anyways,
I thought that was with water.
no, it's with cider and whiskey.
Whiskey, honey, lemon juice, and hot water.
Yeah, and then there's other versions of it. Just you would look it up right now.
Anyway. Well, I hate to be wrong. So
well, you are so wrong. It's a hot toddy.
it's honey, lemon juice, hot water. Where in that do you see apple cider?
Okay, apple cider whiskey.
Anyway, spiked cider, folks. It's delicious.
It was very good.
Anyway.
And it was around a fire. It's great. Vikings, Cowboys. The Vikings destroyed the Commanders last week in 31-0. I didn't know they had it in them
I know.
to score 31 points.
But that's
really.
the thing. JJ McCarthy, he's like,
He still didn't do anything with, I know he threw 3 passing touchdowns, but he had still fewer than 150 yards in the game.
It's so confusing. How did you get 31 points even? Yeah. It's
I don't know.
confusing.
But there's
But that game was about the Commanders. I mean, they came out and played such good defense against the Broncos to go into overtime.
Yeah.
To lose, but so much heart. You're like, wow, good for you guys trying. And then last week they come and get blown out by the Vikings. Like, it's just this matchup is, I mean, Dallas, their offense is way too good to lose to the Vikings.
yeah, I can't picture it. I do think JJ McCarthy can have another good game. Maybe the running backs can do something, even though the Cowboys' run defense has been better, even though Jahmyr Gibbs just destroyed them. But Jahmyr Gibbs destroys everybody. So that's not fair.
Yeah.
But McCarthy, I mean, he's bad, right? He's the only qualified quarterback this year with more interceptions than passing touchdowns. He has 10 interceptions, 9 passing touchdowns. And he ranks last in pretty much every situation you can think of in completion percentage, on third down, on wide open targets, without pressure, verse zone, inside the pocket, past the sticks. He ranks last in all of those among 34 qualified quarterbacks in completion percentage.
Yikes.
It's been
That was a
not
lot of bad.
I mean, yeah, if you're a Vikings fan, you're not thrilled about what you're seeing out of JJ McCarthy. The Cowboys offense is too good. They're at home. It's going to be fine.
Well, and George Pickens had 7
Yeah.
yards last week. He didn't, but it was embarrassing compared to his numbers the rest of the season. So he's going to be looking to come in and destroy the Vikings as
Yeah.
well.
And CeeDee Lamb left that game with a concussion. It looks like he's progressing nicely. He should be back. So with all those weapons, it should be fine. There's 6.5-point favorites, which I think is probably too low.
Yeah, I'd take it.
Yeah, me too. Jets versus the Jaguars. The Jaguars are on fire 4 in a row.
Yes.
Now, 3 of their last games, Cardinals, Titans, Colts. They did beat up on the Chargers. So good for them.
Yeah.
I mean, the Jets are, we don't even know who the Jets quarterback is going to be. Is Tyrod Taylor even healthy? It doesn't even matter who it is, but is it Brady Cook back there? Either way, the Jaguars at home, the Jets can't do it.
I know. And honestly, this is one of those games. Obviously, I picked the Jags because they shouldn't lose this game. I would love to see them lose this game.
Yeah, me too.
Obviously, just for the Texans, right? So
13.5-point favorites there.
oof. Do we trust Trevor Lawrence that much, though? I know you don't. But
No, but I think Travis Etienne can run enough.
yeah,
Lawrence has been doing pretty well. I gotta give
he
him credit.
has. No,
Yeah.
I know. I
But-
just don't want him to.
Yeah, I mean the Jags' schedule is looking pretty easy the rest of the way. They only have one more hard game at Denver. We thought at the Colts would be hard, but it's looking like it's probably not unless Phillip Rivers can come out and play well. You never know.
Ball out.
And then the Titans in the last week. So yeah, the Texans are going to struggle to get up there in first place with how easy the Jags' schedule is.
Right.
But they are only one game behind.
Oh, and I'm planning on them winning out. So
Yeah.
no big deal.
I mean, the Texans have a pretty easy schedule too. Cardinals, Raiders, Chargers is the one hard game. And then the Colts.
I know. I have them winning
That
out.
will suck though if they win out and then they're still a wild card team.
I know.
I would love a playoff game here. Have fun.
Of course. Yeah.
Browns against the Bears.
The Bears.
We're both going with the Bears because the Browns couldn't even beat the Titans.
Nice.
I mean,
Well, in Chicago, I mean, to be fair, they lost that game last week against the Packers.
they played well for the most
They
part.
did. They
Yeah.
really did.
They were in it.
And to go from first to seventh.
And they had a wide open guy to score that touchdown. And Caleb Williams just decides to throw an interception.
yeah.
Yeah.
He had been playing pretty well before that. But yeah, I mean, I think this is a game for the Bears to come out and win and establish themselves again as I mean, Green Bay could lose this week and then they could pop right back around. So,
Yeah.
We'll see.
And the Bears are 1-3 this year in divisional games because they play in a very hard division. 8-1 in non-divisional games. They've been getting it done. This game is at home. They have a really good run game under Ben Johnson with DeAndre Swift and Kyle Monagai. And the Browns have been able to run on all over the place. Tony Pollard having that career day against them is insane. Ashton Genty's only good fantasy game over like the last 2 months was against the Browns. The Browns you can run on because, like I said, I think they're just trying to get the sacks.
Yeah.
And Myles Garrett's like, I don't care about stopping this run. I'm going to go all out
Sack
and
the
just like
quarterback.
hope that they're throwing the ball. So I think there's going to be a ton of running in this game and the Bears will get it done. They're 7.5-point favorites. That's kind of on the line for me, but I don't mind it.
Yeah, I probably would stay away from it.
Yeah,
Just
stay away.
yeah, but Bears win.
Bears win. Commanders Giants, last game up. And I'm sorry. I know you're Commanders, but no Jaden Daniels, no Zach Ertz. I don't think that really changes the outcome of the game. But the Commanders just don't have anything going right now. They have no run game. Terry McLaurin is hit or miss. Deebo Samuel was a terrible trade, I told you, or acquisition. Did they trade for him? Yeah, they traded for him. I told you, Deebo was done. And the Commanders defense just let the Vikings put up 31 points.
Yeah.
Now the Giants stink too, right? They 7 straight losses. They find new ways to lose games every week. But Jackson Dart is way better than JJ McCarthy. So I think they're going to struggle against Dart. Devin Singletary, Tyrone Tracy Jr., they'll be able to do their thing on the ground. Theo Johnson, I expect to have a big game. So I'm picking the Giants to win.
Yeah, I mean, I would love for the Commanders defense to come out and play like they did against the Broncos. I just don't think they're going to. And then, like you said, with Zach, the only person to give the ball to is Terry McLaurin. I mean, and the unfortunate thing is he's going to be covered. And so, I mean, you have no,
So you agree on Deebo sucking?
I don't think, no, I don't think he sucks. I just don't think
He
he's,
sucks.
I just don't think he's as good as he could be.
Yeah.
But it's also like Marcus Mariota hates throwing him the ball either. So like
he's like, I don't want 1 yard.
Well, he wants 0 apparently, and a bunch of interceptions. You lost us that game, Marcus. I'm still upset about it. He threw that freaking interception, and I know he was sad, and I felt bad for him, but I also felt bad for me, So, anyway, the Giants win this game.
The Giants are only 2.5-point favorites. I'm taking that.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
Poor Commanders, lost season for them. They'll come back next year. Hopefully, they can retool, get younger. They are super old on defense. They need to get younger. And with Jaden Daniels, they have a bright future. We're not done today. We are done with our game picks, but we still have our 2-minute warning where we're going to give you our boldest prediction for the final stretch of the NFL season. We'll get to it right now.
2-minute warning.
All right, Nycole, you were excited to share your bold prediction with me. You would not tell me before the show.
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead. Tell me your one bold prediction for the final stretch of the NFL season.
Okay, and you're going to hate it.
Okay.
I mostly pick things that I know you'll hate.
I know you do.
Kind of out of principle, right? Okay. My boldest prediction for week 15 through the end of the season. Ready for it?
Mm-hmm.
The Panthers win the NFC South.
All right. They beat the Bucs twice.
Listen, here's the record.
I should have been wearing my Buccaneers sweatshirt.
I know, but you just trade teams every week, so I never know what you're going to wear. So they have the Saints this week, which I already said I think they win. They have the Seahawks, which I do think they'll lose. And then they have 2 games against Tampa Bay. And I think they could probably win both.
Well, they're going to have to.
Right. I'm just saying. So, but the thing is, Tampa Bay, so they have the same record right now, right? Tampa Bay has Falcons, Dolphins, Panthers twice. I think they lose against the Dolphins. So they're going to win probably this week against the Falcons. So it really just comes down to how they play against each other. And so I think the Panthers could win.
Not good. This is your bold prediction. They will win. You have to say it with your whole chest.
I hate when you say that. I think it's the worst thing that you say. The Panthers will win the NFC South.
Because it's already not the boldest prediction. So if you're going to,
Why is that not bold?
Because they're tied right now for the division.
The Bucs basically win the NFC South every year. Mm-hmm. When was the last time the Panthers won?
Oh, no. If you
don't even know.
If you said this.
So how is it not bold?
If you said it before the season, it would have been very bold. But right now they're tied.
We're making bold predictions going into week 15.
Okay. It's bold enough, but I'm saying you can't say could win. You have to say will win.
Go ahead for your bold prediction,
The
Michelle.
Lions will come back to win the NFC North. That is very bold.
Okay, why?
Because the Packers have a 1.5 game lead right now in the division. Plus, the Bears have a 1 game lead. So they are third in the division right now. And they have the Rams this week, who you think the Rams are going to win. Mm-hmm. And I'm saying the Lions will win. That's a big first key of them coming back to win this division. They have to win that game. Then they get the Steelers the Lions will be playing at home. I think they'll win that game against my Steelers. They get the Vikings and they get the Bears. I think they can handle those. So I think they can win their last 4 games. The Packers, on the other hand, have a pretty hard schedule. They get the Broncos this week, which I picked the Broncos to win. So a lot of this prediction comes down to my picks this week. Then they have to play at Chicago, where they, it was a very close game just last week in Green Bay. That's a tough one. Then they have to play the Ravens. That will not be an easy one. And then at Minnesota, they should be able to handle that, but it's still a divisional game in week 18 where the Vikings will want to play, spoiler. So I do think they could lose 3 of these next 4 games while the Lions win all the next 4.
I think that's a terrible choice, but okay. Yeah, it's a bold prediction.
Yeah.
See what we did there?
Uh-huh.
It's bold.
It's real bold.
Uh-huh.
All right, before Nycole kills me, we are going to end today's show. Thank you all. We'll be back next week. I hope your favorite teams get your win. Hope you win your first round of your fantasy playoffs. And we will talk to you next week. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to The Analyst in the Armchair. Don't forget to subscribe, follow us on socials, leave us a review, and comment to let us know what you'd like to hear next time.